Hi, friends and family. You're in the moment with Dr. Tanya. Today is Mother's Day. That's May 12th, 2019. For some folks, today is coming to closure, and for others, they may have not given any recognition to the day at all. And for even others, it may just be starting. Today it was important to me to speak up on Mother's Day and just give a heartfelt message to all of the moms that are in the sound of my voice. And then I want to really backtrack and say, not just the moms. See, moms is not to me necessarily being celebrated because you are the woman that gave birth, but it's about celebrating motherhood. It's about celebrating maternal bonds, I shall say. If I had my way, I think I would get rid of Mother's Day and I would get rid of Father's Day and just have like Parents' Day, because there are so many folks out here that don't have mothers, that don't have fathers, but there's someone that's parenting them. However, I'm going to stay within the theme of what it is that we are celebrating, which is Mother's Day. And I wanted to start off and say, okay, why do we celebrate Mother's Day? Who even came up with this thing about celebrating Mother's Day? As with any other thing that we celebrate, someone started it and the rest of us, including me, followed along. However, I did some research, and Mother's Day has been around for centuries and centuries. And when it first started, it didn't start off to be so commercial. It became more commercial here in the U.S. around the early 1900s, when there was this woman, I think her name was Anna Juarez, and she wanted to celebrate and honor her mom. And I think that's how, and I might not be 100% correct, but it was the beginning of Mother's Day becoming this really commercialized event. Just like anything else, is taken out of context and content on various levels. And I want to just talk a little bit why I think of that in that manner. As some folks celebrate Mother's Day, there are other folks that cannot wait for Mother's Day to end. They cannot wait for this Sunday to be over. The elevated prices on food and flowers and cards and things that they say, oh, this is a special, this is on sale. But like I always tell the kids when they want to buy things, the perfumes and the lipsticks, and no matter what it is, it says on sale, but that's why you go in to buy it, is because it's on sale. If you want to get something better, you get something that's reduced. It's not just on sale. That's a little bit of motherly wisdom. Okay. However, Mother's Day for some is grand, and Mother's Day for others is not so happy, not such a happy day. And then you have some other mothers that Mother's Day is bittersweet. I'm one of those mothers where Mother's Day is bittersweet. Now, mind you, I'm not struggling over Mother's Day, but I just wanted to share about Mother's Day. For me, I'm a mother. I had 3 daughters. However, you'd never think about having to put your children to rest. I've had 2 of my children to pass away. And that makes Mother's Day a bit bittersweet for me because I also still have a daughter here to celebrate. Also, it makes it bittersweet for me because one of my daughters was a mother and she left her children. And now how do they celebrate Mother's Day and their mother's not here? And they celebrate Grandmama's Day and Grandparents' Day, and they celebrate Mother's Day with me as well. I just wanted to say Mother's Day can be a challenging on various levels. Mother's Day for some is challenging because they don't even know their mothers. Mother's Day is challenging for some because they may not have gotten a mother that they wish they had. And that's some of the reasons that I think when I think of Mother's Day or Father's Day or Grandparents' Day or any of those days that we celebrate and they become such hallmark holidays, they lose the face of what they were initially meant to be. Somehow in our society, everything starts to become very commercialized, and those things are measured more about what you're getting or what you're going to get or what you're going to do other than what are you giving? And when I say, what are you giving? You say, oh, well, we're moms. We've given this. We've given birth and we've given, yes. As humans, we give. We're here to give. We were born to give. And when a mom gives birth, she gives a part of who she is as well. Every woman that have a child is not meant to mother or parent the child. But she did give birth. She can be honored for giving birth, giving life. And then it becomes the maternal bonds that becomes the connections from the rest of us. As I said earlier, Mother's Day can be bittersweet for me for the simple fact that I've had two of my children to pass. A mother never expects to have to bury or put their children to rest. I mean, that's just not the natural flow that we've been socialized to believe. But we know there are some mothers that they carry the baby and the baby never quite make it into the world. It doesn't make it into the world breathing, or it's here and it only breathes for a short period of time. Some folks have their moms until they're well up in age and until their grandparents even. I celebrate you. I celebrate all of you. I celebrate all of these situations. I celebrate the mothers and the fathers, or say the males and the females that provide that maternal bond. And I say that because the maternal bond is somewhat different from the fraternal bond. And yes, a male can create a maternal bond. The nurturing. And I'm not saying fathers are not nurturing, but I'm saying when we usually think of maternal and paternal as male and is female. And I'm well aware of that. And I'm well aware, those boundaries. And I'm well aware that some of you all will say, well, hell, men have everything already. Why are you including them in the maternal bond? We have such separation and we have such discord in our world and in our lives that we have to find more ways of inclusion. And that's why I think that it should be, we should celebrate the Parents' Day. And that way we can create more inclusion. What is it that mothering provide, that's such a great difference in what fathering provides. I'm not speaking of the male bonds and that kind of thing. I'm speaking of the parenting. I'm speaking of the guidance. I'm speaking of the responsibility that you take on for another life. Is there a big difference in maternal and paternal bond when it comes to molding, shaping, and creating another human being to come in this world and to participate in this world on a particular level? I think as parents, active parents, I didn't say birth parents, I said active parents. You can be an active parent and never have given birth. You're parenting another being. In some of the work that I do, I even teach adults how to reparent themselves, because somehow during that period of what was supposed to be parenting, something was dismissed, disconnected, overseen, or something was missed somewhere. And when that occurs, we have individuals that are not quite developed in solid ways that they contribute to our society in positive, give back, be of service. I could just go on and on and on, and I don't want to do that, but move beyond themselves. So I want to say Happy Mother's Day, Happy Maternal Bond Day, Happy Motherhood Day. But what I want to say most is, it doesn't matter if it's the children that you gave life to or the children that someone else gave life to. We're all here. We all need love, kindness, joy. We all need that gentle maternal touch. We all need some guidance. And you didn't have to birth that human to give it. You really didn't. So I want to encourage those of you that may be sitting and saying, well, I'm here, but I didn't have a mom. I didn't have a mother that looked out for me. That's where the maternal bonds come in. It's just somebody loving and somebody willing to stand in those shoes. You have to be open to let them stand in those shoes before you. So I'm saying to you, right here, right now, right today, no matter what your mothering situation may be or may have been, be it you were raised by great mom and grandmom and all those, the motherhood and the maternal bonds, no matter if you never met your mom or you were put in foster care or you were adopted or anything, there are mothers, there are influencers out here that never ever gave birth, but they're there for you. They're there to uphold you. Open your eyes, open your heart, and let them help you move through the world. You're never too old for that either. I lost my mom. I lost my grandmom. I lost my aunts. All of those maternal figures I lost at a very, very early age. And trust you me, I missed that. But it doesn't take away from me having that nurturing spirit and that nurturing heart and wanting to be parented, as well as wanting to parent another. So I want to say, with all of that said, no matter who gave birth to all of us children of the world, it's not what you do for the children, but it's what you teach them. Is what you have taught them to do for themselves that will make them successful human beings. Again, it's not what you do for the children. So if you don't have your own parents that have done for you, have you opened yourself up for someone to be there to teach you? To teach you how to do things for yourself. To teach you how to be a successful human being. And I want you to take this day, here today, in this moment with me, to give yourself permission just to show up in your own life. If you give yourself permission to show up in your own life, the losses that you have encountered and the losses that you have endured will all appear different. I say to all of you, you are my now. You are my now. And we are mirror reflections of each other. I'm a woman that missed being parented. And I'm a woman that parented and missed my children. However, I have given myself permission to show up in my life. And that way, I can be present in yours. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Motherhood Day. Happy Maternal Bond Day. Happy Parents Day. Show up. Show out. And carry on until the next Hallmark holiday shows up and we start running in on the stores. I think Father's Day is coming up soon. And I don't know. They don't seem to celebrate Father's Day as hefty as they celebrate Mother's Day. But again, maternal and paternal bonds are equally as important. Happy Parents' Day to you. Be well.